Before today's video, it might be a good idea for you to jump in my free Discord server. It's a great place to build and share your crypto knowledge and connect with like-minded, ambitious individuals. It's for people of all experiences, whether you're a crypto newbie or a seasoned professional. So jump in and network with me and an ever-growing community of intellectuals. Hi everyone, I hope that you're all doing well. Today's video is more of a talky, conversational one as opposed to any in-depth analysis. A little bit more relaxed. This video idea has been mentioned to me a couple times by members in my community as a content idea, so thank you guys very much for the request. I can see exactly why this would be useful. For those that are new to the channel, I am a qualified financial planner in real life and I have been investing in crypto for over 5 years. The purpose of today's video is essentially for me to talk through some of the mistakes I have made in crypto in the past, and hopefully through this you guys can leverage my experience and correct or avoid any mistakes you are making now or will potentially make in the future. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this as a series, as there are probably a lot of mistakes, both major and minor, for me to discuss, but I've selected a few today and we'll just see how it goes. Also, very quickly, I know current market conditions aren't great. Please watch my previous video to see my prediction and what you should be doing right now to ensure you make as much money as possible this cycle. So the first mistake, which isn't really a mistake but is still a mistake, was investing solely in Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I started my crypto journey back in 2019. The price of Bitcoin and Ethereum in this period was obviously extremely low to where it is now. We can see that Bitcoin ranged in this year between $3,000 and $12,000, whilst Ethereum was between $100 and $300, absolutely minuscule compared to now. I actually made decent money on both of these investments as I was buying up in these ranges. So you may be wondering, how is this a mistake? Well, initially for months, maybe even the first year entirely, I stuck to just these two coins. I was new to the space, busy in life at the time too. Crypto wasn't really my main focus. I didn't bother to venture out into the unknown, into other sectors or niches. Whilst I still made money, the opportunity cost at the time was pretty severe. Back then, there were many coins providing a lot stronger returns than just Bitcoin and Ethereum. If I had just done my research, looked to understand the markets, understand other projects, I would probably be living on a private island right now. But hey, hindsight is a beautiful thing. I missed plays like Engine, which went from 2 cents to almost $4. Axie Infinity went from 20 cents to $150. Phantom went from less than a cent all the way past $3. These are just some examples, guys. Obviously, I'm not saying I would have caught them all or timed entries perfectly or exits, but the fact that I could have been putting the hard work in back then, the hard yards in 2019, 2020, etc. onwards. If I had started earlier, the likelihood of catching even just one of these would have increased significantly. And we aren't talking about 50 or 100x's here. These are 200, 300, 400, 500x plus moves, guys. Don't let that be understated. It's frustrating because you can't really beat yourself up about it, being new to the market and not being able to commit completely. But crazy money was being made back then, and to have missed out on those sort of returns, it still kind of stings to this day, but that's life. So what can you guys learn from this mistake? Well, it's pretty simple, and chances are if you're watching my video now, you're in the right place already. But we know that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not going to bring you the kind of returns overall that you're hoping for. You need to take the additional risk into altcoins, dive in to try and catch the tens of multiples in return. This one's a pretty simple mistake of mine that you guys can learn from, and if you're already implementing this today, you're doing much better than I was 5 years ago. This obviously raises the million-dollar question of which altcoins to buy. The last couple of years I put in ridiculous amounts of work to bring my knowledge and skill gap up to scratch. Hundreds of hours of research, analysis, communications back and forth with teams, developers, so much. I put in the hard yards that I didn't last cycle, and I've already reaped the rewards in terms of great returns and will continue to do so in the future. Some of you may not be as dedicated or have the time or the commitment to be doing this yourselves, and I completely understand that. I was in the exact same position 5 years ago, and that's one of the reasons why I made this channel. So just take a look through my channel already to see the ones that I have high conviction in. Some have already provided me and members of my community with good returns. Also subscribe and follow my socials so when I do find any more high conviction plays, you'll be the first to know. The second mistake that I want to discuss in this video is not taking profits, and guys, this is a stupid one. This actually moves on from the previous mistake I just mentioned. So the time is now 2020 going into 2021. Markets are looking healthy and I've got a couple years experience in this game. So linking back to the first mistake, by this point I've seen the obscene returns some alts were getting, and I finally decided to venture out and commit to this world. I'll use a very specific example here. If you cast your minds back, metaverse was one of the buzzwords of the last cycle. New kid on the block, making waves in the real world too. Everyone's going to have virtual offices, meetings whilst you're at home, virtual football stadiums, gaming, etc. Pretty much everything. For this reason, metaverse projects in crypto were tipped to pump and make early investors a lot of money. There were rumors around the Sandbox and Decentraland becoming huge market movers, but at the time I was trying to find the unknown projects and trying to be as early as possible. So I began to dig into this narrative, trying to find the next big metaverse crypto, already learning and moving on from the previous mistake of only sticking to Bitcoin and Ethereum. That brought me to Red Fox Labs. This was a microcap metaverse / gaming coin. I found it at around 2 cents, I believe. Let me see, when was it? It would have been, yeah, around 2 cents. So I found it around 2 cents. Market cap would have been around 10 million, maybe less. So I thought, tick some boxes. It's metaverse, decent partnerships, Southeast Asian project, their serious region for gaming, tech, and metaverse. Let me throw some money into it. Literally, we can see in a matter of weeks, guys, this thing flew way past 30 cents. I saw my money rocket, but I had unrealistic expectations. I didn't want to settle for a 15 to 20x on my money, whilst 100x plus moves were on the cards. I wanted this to go into the top 100, go into a few dollars. I still remember my mentality back then. I didn't even want to take out my initial. I was so naive, I'm sure you can tell. So what happened? You can see, just as quickly as it rose, it dropped right back down to a few cents. I was like, fuck. That was my initial reaction anyway. That sinking feeling, seeing a ridiculous return and doing absolutely nothing with it, watching it drop pretty much right back down to what you initially put in. However, because of my conviction, maybe being ill conviction at the time, I regained composure and held my tokens. I even added some more at these levels, thinking that I may get another chance. I even remember still thinking, this time don't make the same mistake, at least take your initials out with some profit. So fast forward to later on in the year, November 2021, the peak of alt season. RFox again hits 30 cents and you're probably thinking, I got lucky. I'd been bailed out and did the right thing this time. Nope, exact same script. Not for the first time, greed took over. I was holding out for more and once again the markets put me in a chokehold because the token dropped, as you can see, and never recovered. A very, very stupid mistake here and probably the most common mistake in crypto, caused by many factors, greed, inexperience, lack of due diligence. It's a hard lesson to learn and learning it once clearly wasn't enough for me. Lightning had to strike twice for me to get shocked into a response. The lesson here is psychological. Know that what you guys are holding is essentially a hot potato. Do not hold that motherfucker for too long because you will get burnt. Disassociate, detach, and be prepared to sell everything and anything at any given notice. It's a tough learning curve, and honestly, I feel it may not be learned unless experienced. It's all well and good me telling you guys you have to sell, and I'll hammer it home as often as I can. But when your portfolio is flying and you start to get delusions of grandeur, it's a very difficult beast to tame. I guess only time will tell with this one. The third mistake that I will mention in today's video is the mistake of riding solo. This is a mistake which I haven't heard anyone mention, but for me, correcting this has brought the biggest net return on everything. My knowledge, my skill sets, and most importantly, my portfolio valuation. Crypto back in 2019, 2020 was a lot different to where it is now. I don't want to say that it was a ghost town, it wasn't, and that's probably more suited to 2017 and prior. But I don't think you could simply stumble onto good pages, good accounts, good communities as easily as you can do now. Crypto Twitter definitely wasn't as active as it is these days, and I personally wasn't too interested and didn't really understand the value in joining crypto communities on Discord and Telegram, etc. In my personal life, I only really knew one other person who was investing in crypto, and like me, at the start, they were also very inexperienced. This kind of turned it into a blind leading the blind type scenario. It was nice to talk about crypto with each other, but it wasn't really productive. Sometimes I'd be like, oh, I'm down 40% today, and they'd respond with, oh really? I'm down 70%. Maybe not word for word, but you get the point that I'm trying to make. It was a slow learning process, and with only one other person who's on the same level as you, it's going to take you even longer to learn. So this led to me doing pretty much everything by myself. Like I said, I wasn't on crypto Twitter that much and not in any communities. I watched the occasional YouTube videos from big players and that was it, and I've reiterated many times on this channel already, a general rule of thumb to follow is the bigger the account, the less likely they are to help you or provide you with good information. The real alpha is in the smaller channels, but back then I hunted down coins by myself, I researched by myself, I entered and exited alone, my market thesis was solely my own as well, and this is not necessarily a bad thing. I still made decent money in crypto. However, in 2022 and beyond, I began to venture out. I became a lot more active on crypto Twitter, I began to join Discord servers, and in essence, I began to network. The word network gets thrown around way too much these days, and I think it can put a lot of people off. It doesn't mean that you have to begin attending events, cold messaging individuals, reaching out, start tweeting, etc. You don't have to do all of that. Even just being part of a community, you have access to a network, right? For example, if you join my Discord server, you have instantly got access to a network of over 600 people. Do you have to talk actively in the server? I encourage it, but no. You can literally just be part of the community, read the ongoing conversations, and pick up on any alpha. So when I began to expand my network, I started to take on board other people's perspectives. Rather than me finding maybe a few new crypto projects every day, instantly I was getting probably over 10, 20 new ones to look at from the people that I connected with. I began to get differing technical analysis, fundamental analysis, market sentiments, success and failure stories, so much information. Now, combining this with my existing knowledge and skill set from riding solo for years, picking the good projects out from the bad ones was a lot easier. Expanding my network and having lots of new information and perspectives coming my way on a regular basis gave me the opportunities to invest in projects such as BitTensor below $50, Atoll Protocol at around 10 cents, Rio at around 2 cents, and many more. This is probably the easiest mistake to correct in this video, guys. It's as simple as, just start joining communities and begin following the right people. Naturally, I'm going to plug myself, my Discord is in the comments, but it doesn't have to be mine. There are many good crypto communities out there. Pick whichever ones you feel aligned with and jump right in. There's also conflicting views on premium services that people offer within this space. I will say there are some which offer a good service for a good price, but most fall short of this mark. I've seen guys get away with charging members hundreds of dollars a month for a very basic service, which I personally think is immoral, but if their members are satisfied, that's all that matters. It's down to the individual. If it's money you can afford to pay and you feel you're getting your money's worth, maybe you like the person too, then by all means, go nuts. That is the video on some mistakes that I made in the previous bull run, guys. Different kind of video today. We're so used to hearing success stories in crypto. Sometimes it's good to look at it from the other side to educate ourselves on what we can avoid or improve on. Of course, these are not all the mistakes that I made in the past, but I selected a few today, and I just want to see whether this is something you guys enjoy or not. If you do and wish to see more, similar content to this, please let me know and I'll get to work on it straight away. I think it can be very useful to hear from other people's experiences and mistakes, and it can really help shed some perspective on what you're doing correctly and incorrectly. Even if you correct just one thing, it can bring an exponentially positive overall return on your portfolio and understanding of the crypto markets. You just got to be open to learning. Unfortunately, not many people are in this space. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, people. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you did. Feel free to join my Discord as well. Got a great community of people in there, and it's completely free. Take care, guys, and I'll catch you all in the next one.